What's your name?
My name is Laurie. I have been a member since the start, so since they opened beginning of January.
Okay.
Started training in January. Took a couple months off with the pandemic and now I'm back. So I started training in my early 20s. I'm now 42. Started training in my early 20s. I was a personal trainer, did a lot of weight training, strength training for probably about 4 years consistently, and then I was just doing it sporadically. In my 30s, I pretty much dropped the ball on strength training. I met Jared and started training with him and just kind of reignited my passion for strength training, and I absolutely love it. I think one of the biggest things that I love about it, well, there's a number of things, but one of them is the mental aspect of it. So I work a lot with people in mental health. I'm a clinical therapist, and I noticed that's actually one of the biggest things that helped me when I started strength training, is just feeling so much better. Like my mood was lifted. I felt so much more positive about things. And secondly, I love being able to see what it's doing to me internally as well as externally. So for example, I remember when Jared asked me the first time if I could do a chin-up, and I remember thinking to myself, I don't know if I'll ever be able to do a chin-up. Like, that's for the strong women,
right,
you know?
Yeah.
And so he started training me, so we started working towards building strength little by little, and it wasn't over the top. I wasn't doing it every single day. And then one day, he's like, let's just try, see if you can do a chin-up. So I tried, I wasn't able to. The very next day, I did my very first chin-up, and the feeling that I had was so empowering. And so I think that, and that just kind of transcends to other things in my life too. It's like when you reach a goal that you didn't think was possible, then you're like, well, what else can I do that I consider was impossible. And so one of the things that I really love about this place in particular too is seeing women training here, especially because I think that there's, sometimes there's a stigma on strength training, especially for women. And I just love to see women and also the older population, seeing all the different benefits that the people who are older, how it's made a tremendous difference in their life. So I just think strength training is for everyone. And I love that, the coaches meet you where you're at, and every single time I come in, even if I feel like I got something, got something down in my form, there's always something to critique and get better at, and I can feel it. I feel a huge difference. So I really enjoy it. Well, I think, speaking from my own personal experience, and again, it's been almost 20 years since I was a personal trainer, and, I worked at 24 Fitness, and I got certified through their I want to say it's kind of a generic personal training seminar, and then I did NASM, National Academy of Sports Medicine, and ISSA, and I think that there are just so many things that I've learned just by being here that I never learned in any of my training. And I think that coming here has, let me give you an example. The squat. I remember the first time I actually went down into the squat position, there's so many different things, that slight variations that I was never taught. In fact, I was taught, something differently, but I noticed how much better this feels in my body. Yep. To do it this way. So so I feel really confident in the coaches here, and I think they just have a lot of knowledge on what it takes to build strength and meeting everybody exactly where they're at, which I think is, it's not a cookie cutter approach. So I think that comparing this type of strength training compared to some of the other gyms that I've trained at, it's a bit more cookie cutter.
Yep.
So I really appreciate the individual type of training and coaching here.